To constantly beat yourself up for things that you've done in the past is like reinfecting a wound. Mistakes aren't mistakes, they're lessons. And they're opportunities for you to continue to practice. You didn't get the way that you are overnight. You got this way through practice. This comment right here is why I have to come on and talk about the importance of self-forgiveness, not judging and condemning ourselves for past mistakes. Because in essence, if you can't practice this for yourself, it's virtually impossible to extend any of these things to anyone else. I'm gonna say it again. If you can't forgive yourself, if you can't move past self-judgment, condemnation of self, then it's virtually impossible that you have the capacity to do it for anyone else. I need you to sit with that. As Neville Goddard teaches, to constantly beat yourself up for things that you've done in the past is like reinfecting a wound. It's trying to heal, but every time you think about the memory of that mistake and you judge yourself for it, it's like ripping off the scab again. Why would you do that? We move. Mistakes aren't mistakes, they're lessons. And they're opportunities for you to continue to practice. You didn't get the way that you are overnight. You got this way through practice. As Dr. Joe teaches, your personality is what creates your personal reality. And your personality is made up of how you think, how you behave, and how you feel. And there is a pattern of how you think, there's a pattern of how you behave, and there's a pattern of how you feel. What is a pattern? A pattern is something that you practiced. And so if you want to have forgiveness for yourself, you need to practice forgiving yourself. That means if you make a mistake, you move on from it. You forgive yourself. You acknowledge what it was. You learn what you need to learn. And even if you're not perfect in your transition, so what if you react? Make the next time that you react a lot shorter. How about that? You're not tracking whether or not you're being perfect. You're tracking how much did I learn? How much did I grow? How was I able to shorten my emotional reaction to this very same scenario? And also give yourself credit, because awareness is everything. The fact that you are aware of a pattern that you have, even to the point where you know that you said to yourself, I don't want to do this thing anymore, and you ended up doing it. Let me tell you something about what I know about this reality. You never get up the same person. When you have an awakening, a realization about who you are and how you're moving, even if the same case scenario came to you, because of the wisdom that you've gathered for your journey, you're never the exact same person to experience what seems like the exact same thing. So yes, you've grown. You have a higher level of consciousness. And so even if you're doing the same thing you said you wouldn't do, you're not doing it from the same state of consciousness that you did it before. That you can be proud of. That you can clock and count as growth. That you can rest assured that even if you did it 10 times again, moving forward, each time, you're still not the same person who did it way back in the past. We have new cells in our bodies every single day. And I don't know the statistics specifically, but we have new bodies halfway through the year. We're not even the same person. So can we allow our brain cells to evolve as quickly by not reinfecting ourselves with memories of past mistakes that no longer serve us? Can we not judge ourselves? Can we not condemn ourselves? Can we move forward with grace? Give ourselves the space to practice being a newer version of ourselves, which means that we're gonna fall back into old patterns because it doesn't change overnight. But each time that I get back up, and even if I do exercise that same pattern, I'm not the same me. So can I not judge myself anymore according to the old man? Can I not judge myself anymore according to the past? Can we do that? If we can do that, y'all, we can help elevate this planet for real, because we talk about judgment and condemnation from the world, but you gotta start in the mirror, because you change the world you see by first changing it in you. And if you're that judgmental and critical with yourself, condemning of yourself, to the point where you throw your nervous system out of whack, judging yourself and feeling awful, imagine projecting that onto everyone in your life. That's a hard pill to swallow. The judgment we have for ourselves is what we project into the world. We experience the world based on our own lens of life. And if you're doing it to you, Imagine what you've been doing unconsciously to other people in your life. Talk about wanting to improve relationships. It starts with this one first. And when you improve your relationship with you and you, every other relationship benefits. So you can forgive someone else. You can see them in a higher light. You can experience them differently and renewed because you trust and understand your own renewal process. You trust and understand your own evolution and your own ascension of higher consciousness, that even if it looks like you're doing the same thing, you're not the same you. So you can give them that grace to know that if it looks like they're exhibiting the same pattern, they're not the same version of them that you encountered back then. Everything is you pushed out. The world is a mirror. Say it with me. I change the world I see by first changing it in me. This is your reminder. You got this.